An old lady by the name of Emily had always considered herself a rational person. She had never believed in ghosts or spirits, and she certainly didn't believe that inanimate objects could come to life. But that all changed one night when she went to bed as usual, only to be woken up by a strange noise. At first she thought it was just the wind outside, but as she lay there in the darkness, she realized that the noise was coming from within her own bedroom. Slowly she sat up in bed, and that's when she saw it. Her blanket was standing up on its own, and it was dancing around in circles. Emily was frozen with fear. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The blanket continued to dance, spinning around and around, with no one inside. Emily tried to speak, but her voice was caught in her throat. She managed to ask the blanket what it wanted, but it didn't respond. It just kept dancing. Minutes turned into what felt like hours as Emily watched the blanket dance. She was too terrified to move and too scared to take her eyes off the blanket. Eventually, the blanket stopped dancing and dropped to the floor. Emily breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that the strange episode was over. But then, something even more terrifying happened. She felt a pressure on her chest, as if someone or something was holding her down. And then suddenly, she stood up and began dancing herself, just like the blanket had done. Emily couldn't control her own body. She didn't know what was happening. She danced all night until the sun began to rise. And then suddenly, it was over. Emily collapsed onto the bed, exhausted and terrified. From that day on, Emily was never the same. She never forgot the night when her blanket came to life and danced around her room. She was never able to explain what had happened, and she never slept soundly again. The memory of that night haunted her for the rest of her life, and she never doubted the existence of the supernatural again.